Please notice that the Bombay crowd has got their color combinations right. So my task, or your task rather, is each of you, and these are not people who are known for speaking in briefly, but briefly have to talk about the one most memorable, not five, one most memorable incident, event from the last 30 years. And your time starts now.
Yeah, can I intervene? Let Usha go first. I'm going second. And Madhav is going afterwards. So we have taken over. Usha, please. You have to cooperate
Aren't
with
you
me.
surprised that Pratham grew for 30 years?
No. Usha, come on. Start. Usha, man, nanta pala.
There we go.
Okay, I'm going to start.
Yes.
My memorable, only one, right?
One.
Yeah.
Only one.
Yeah, but I'm going to take 1.5. We don't know. So my memorable day was when I met Madhav. And Pratham happened. So that was my most memorable result. And in this very auditorium we are sitting, have to say that Mr. R.R. Patil, who was the Home Minister of Maharashtra, who's no more, declared that he will have Maharashtra and slowly the country child labor free. And I think there are lots of people sitting here, and I'm very proud to say that I'm back here to say that we really did it. That was my most memorable.
You got it?
Yeah, you want me to say more? I can say, but I'm not allowed.
Usha.
Yeah, my memory, I'm so happy that I am not compelled to speak in English. तो मैं हिंदी में बात करूँगी.
And
Yes. क्योंकि वो इंटरनेशनल में काम करते करते हमें इतना इंग्लिश बोलना पड़ता है तो मैं फेडअप हो गई. अब बहुत सारी चीज़ें हैं. रुक्मिणी ने कहा एक ही बात
you
बताओ.
introduce Usha properly now.
Okay, Madhav. Then Usha speak.
वो उनका
This is the
slot है.
no, just to intervene that this is the
Just-
characteristic of Pratham. We have a whole plan with all the young girls doing the entire plan, and we'll have Madhav on the stage completely,
वो टॉस आउट कर देगा.
you know.
We are
something
prepared.
different. So
We are
please bear with
prepared.
us.
Anyway.
Please bear with us.
तो 1.5 स्टोरी एज फरीदा सेड. एक तो ऐसा है कि बहुत सारी स्टोरीज है. तो मैंने माधव को आई थिंक लीना केम एंड टोल्ड मी कि विल हैव टू टेल वन स्टोरी. आई सेड आई जस्ट डोंट रिमेंबर. तो माधव ने कहा बोलो उनको यार कि नहीं याद आता है. सीरियसली नहीं है याद. यू नो. तो इतनी सारी चीज़ें हैं, इतनी सारी चीज़ें करी है, उसमें से एक निकालना इज़ वेरी डिफिकल्ट. दूसरी बात ऐसी है कि माधव यू रिमाइंडेड मी अबाउट गणेश एंड गिरीश, राइट? यस. तो गणेश एंड गिरीश नाम के दो एकदम छोटू बच्चे मुझे मिले थे. उनमें से एक HIV पॉजिटिव था. मैंने जब उन बच्चों को देखा तो मुझे ऐसे लगा कि इनको मदद करनी चाहिए वगैरह वगैरह. लॉन्ग स्टोरी शॉर्ट, आई थिंक
थोड़ा लॉन्ग चलेगा.
नहीं यार माधव,
वो रेडी है, बोलो ना.
मुझे बोलेंगे कि उषा ने बहुत समय लिया.
अरे कुछ बोलो उसको थोड़ा.
Usha,
तो वो बच्चे जो थे दोनों एकदम छोटे थे, बहुत ही ज़्यादा छोटे थे, वल्नरेबल थे एंड ऑर्फन्स थे. उनको कोई देख रहा था तो वी स्टार्टेड हेल्पिंग देम वगैरह वगैरह. एंड देन आई हैड टू रियली रन फ्रॉम पिलर टू पोस्ट टू सेंड दिस 2 चिल्ड्रन टू स्वीडन. वो उनको ऑर्फनेज से उठा के एडॉप्शन के लिए हम लोगों ने भेज दिया. अब वो बड़े बच्चे हो गए, मेरे से भी बहुत ऊँचे हो गए हैं. दे आर नाउ इन स्वीडन. दे आर स्टडिंग इन यूनिवर्सिटी. दे फिनिश्ड एन यूनिवर्सिटी. एंड वो जो था, वो जो कुछ हुआ, वो केवल प्रथम की वजह से हुआ. ऐसा मुझे लगता है कि आई कुड स्पॉट दोस चिल्ड्रन इन द म्यूनिसिपल स्कूल जहाँ हमारा ऑफिस हुआ करता था, जिसका मेंशन रुक्मिणी ने किया. दूसरी एक बहुत ही इंटरेस्टिंग स्टोरी है. माधव used to tell us and we used to have huge amount of discussion. Another thing, इसके साथ मैं बहुत ज़्यादा झगड़ा करती हूँ as of now. Too much of arguments on different things. तो उन्होंने मुझे आके कहा कि we will as of now. चलता है अभी. तो मुद्दा ऐसे है कि we were doing ABCD, you know, क ख ग घ बच्चों को सिखाओ, बाराखड़ी करो, ये वो. And suddenly he came to me and he said we will have to teach the old women, vulnerable women, to complete their board examinations.
Oh.
This was somewhere in 2008-9 एंड उनके लिए बोर्ड एग्जामिनेशन की तैयारी यानी ABCD से लेके सेकेंड चांस प्रोग्राम तैयार करना. तब POS नाम उसका था, प्रथम ओपन स्कूल वगैरह. हम लोगों ने वो प्रोग्राम शुरू किया. इट वॉज वेरी डिफिकल्ट फॉर अस टू स्टार्ट दैट प्रोग्राम, बट वी स्टार्टेड इट एंड देन दैट प्रोग्राम बिकेम रियली अ बिग प्रोग्राम. मुद्दा ऐसे है कि प्रथम में जब आप आते हो तो आपको कुछ मालूम नहीं होता है. You don't know, you know nothing, literally. और अभी ऐसे नहीं होना चाहिए because I am looking 30 years down the line now. 30 years तो हो गए हैं, past है. आगे की 30 years में अगर ऐसे हुआ कि आपको ये चीज़ नहीं आती तो आप प्रथम में नहीं आ सकते हैं, ये नहीं चलेगा प्रथम के लिए. जो ज़मीन में है, जो मिट्टी से जुड़े हुए हैं, उन लोगों की प्रथम थी, प्रथम है और प्रथम रहनी चाहिए. थैंक यू सर.
Madhav is going to take a little long because he's going to also talk about his memories with Pratham. And therefore, before he starts, what Usha and all of us are saying, that all of us have stories. And I think the greatest satisfaction that all of us have got, including me, is that when you see children and when you see a smile on their faces and you make a difference in their lives, I think that is the junoon and that is the passion that we all had. And I think what Usha is saying is actually that. And I just want to say, one of the memories that one child, the way she talked about, we rescued him from a place here and we took him to another state. And that child's mother touched my feet. She was much older than me. And she said, मुझे तो मालूम भी नहीं था ये बच्चा जिंदा था. बम्बई में मुझे मालूम भी नहीं था ये बच्चा जिंदा था. So I think there are lots of stories and one cannot keep repeating everything here. So thank you for listening to us.
Okay. So हिंदी, अंग्रेजी, मराठी मिक्स करके बोलूँगा मैं. यहाँ पे मराठी जानने वाले कितने लोग हैं? ओ माय गॉड. तो मराठीतच बोलायला पाहिजे मग. महाराष्ट्रामध्ये आहे ते खरं आहे, पण मुंबईमध्ये पण आहे ना. थोडंसं राजकारण आम्हालाही समजतं. बरं. तो मुझे 5 मिनट दिए गए थे बोलने के लिए. तो मैं सोच रहा हूँ कि मेरे मोस्ट मेमोरेबल मोमेंट्स वगैरह भी उसके साथ में मिक्स करके आपके सामने कुछ पेश करूँ. यहाँ पे आज मिसेस काळे आई हैं, श्री शरद काळे, स्वर्गीय शरद काळे. इनके बारे में मैं कुछ कहना चाहूँगा. प्रथमची सुरुवात खरं म्हणजे आम्ही को फाउंडर्स आहोत. आम्हाला दोघांना को फाउंडर्स म्हणतात, पण हे खरे 4ही को फाउंडर्स आहेत एक प्रकारे. हम लोग 4 को फाउंडर्स हैं. बट एक्चुअल, यस प्लीज, सिर्फ 4 की बात नहीं है, बहुत है, 40 होंगे और भी ताली बज सकती है. बट इट स्टार्टेड विथ मिस्टर शरद काळे. आणि दुसरे युनिसेफचे स्टेट रिप्रेझेंटेटिव्ह त्यावेळेला होते. वी हॅव रिप्रेझेंटेटिव्ह ऑफ युनिसेफ हियर. Vijaya Chauhan was the project program officer and Richard Bridle was the state representative. आणि त्यांनी खरी या कार्यक्रमाला सुरुवात केली. They started talking about a societal mission to make sure that children go to school. And then they went around Mumbai talking to different people. At that time, J.R.D. Tata was alive. Sunil Gavaskar was met, can you believe it? Vijaya Mehta, anybody remember that name? So she was there. So we added all those people on the list. They all agreed that this such a societal mission, bringing government, volunteers, people and businesses together could be created, so a societal mission in Mumbai. But it had to start somewhere, and it had to start with the municipal commissioner of Mumbai, and that was Mr. Sharad Kale. So the first meeting, and this is where the fight start between Farida and me. The first meeting of the whole group that was called by, I think you can probably find it in the UNICEF record somewhere, and it was called the Bombay, what was it called? Bombay Education Initiative. So it must be in the files. So Mr. Kale called a meeting in his office as a municipal commissioner, and there were many leaders of the society. Dr. Armati Desai was there at that time. She passed away recently. Many ex-municipal commissioners were there. J.B. D'Souza was there, if anybody remembers that name. And most importantly, Mr. S.P. Godrej was there. And basically, it didn't take any persuasion. And I must also mention that Mrs. Kumud Bansal was present. All these are stalwarts who helped us stand up. Walking and running comes later on. And so, Sharad Kale is the first founding member of this organization, and hopefully you will remember that forever. Second name that is almost a co-founder. I say almost because he was not there on the first day. He was not there in the first year. But he was a co-founder, and he was the one who built Pratham from almost the foundation upwards, and that is Mr. Vagul. Yeah. Mr. Vagul was then chairman of ICICI, which was known as the Industrial Credit and Investment Corporation of India. There was no bank. Anybody from ICICI here? Yes. Oh, they just walked in. Saha, hello. So Mr. Vagul, I met Mr. Vagul not far away from here. Their office was in the Back Bay Reclamation on the top floor, and I went to meet Mr. Vagul. And that's a very memorable day. I can remember it almost like a movie. And a friend of mine, a volunteer with Pratham, who is C.V. Madhukar, now is a well-known person about digital public goods, and every public good actually. So Madhukar used to volunteer. He used to come upstairs in that half a room that she was talking about. And actually, I don't think I should talk about this one memory. Should I? Because Mr. Vagul vehemently denied that it ever happened. So I think that's one memory that I can actually, it's a funny thing. So we were looking for business stalwarts. We had good members on the board of Pratham from the administration. And that was Pratham Mumbai Education Initiative. Okay. We had good members from the administration. We had members from the civil society. But what we didn't have is a good leader from business community. And at that time, Mr. S.S. Nadkarni was a SEBI chief. Anyway, that would be a long story. But Mr. S.S. Nadkarni agreed to be on the Pratham board. But unfortunately, he died of a heart attack in Monte Ahluwalia's office within 6 months of joining Pratham. And then we were left with nobody again. So I asked Madhukar, do you know anybody in the financial or business industry group who can help us, who can join Pratham? And he said, Mr. Vagul is known for his generosity and so on, so why not talk to him? So I called up Mr. Kale, because he was the only leader of Pratham at that time. And Mr. Kale said, I'll call. And I think he talked to Mr. Vagul and told him that this is what we are doing and would you join the board? Mr. Kale called me and said, Mr. Vagul has agreed. So why don't you write a letter to Mr. Vagul requesting him to join Pratham? And then when he says yes, we will have a proper board meeting and induct him into the board, resolve it, and then that will be done. I said, fine. So I wrote a nice letter again from this office, and I think Shivaji or somebody carried it. Shivaji, good day. So somebody carried the letter to that office, and we waited. Within a week's time, a crisp industrial, ICICI, I don't even remember, Investment Corporation of India Limited envelope came with a letter from Mr. Vagul. What should the letter be saying? Well, it should have said, I accept and I'm happy to join. Instead, the letter said, I regret that I cannot join because of busy schedule and work and all that. So I said, how can this be? Now, this is where Mr. Vagul, when I recounted this in front of Mr. Piramal, he said, no, how can this be? How can this be possible? I said, you had, I think, given instructions to your secretary, Aban, to say no to any such request. How can that be? He said, I'm chairman of ICICI, how can I leave it to my secretary? But that's how it was, I think. And so, again, I called up Mr. Kale, could you please call Mr. Vagul? And he said, no. Now I called him, he said yes, and now he's saying no, so I'm not going to do this again. But anyway, to make the long story short, I went to meet Mr. Vagul. That day, C.V. Madhukar and I went up. We got a very early appointment, quick appointment. He was very approachable, Mr. Vagul was. And when I went into this office, I was surprised that there were so many top brass of ICICI sitting there. And I could name some names, but I think only the ICICI people would know who they were. So I think Mr. Vagul at that time, on his face, I could see that he was surprised to see a young person in jeans and kids and all that. Because I think he expected talking about education and change in education and social work and all that. He expected a white beard and a white hair and all that. I was 34 at that time. So he finally, I said, so sorry, I thought you had agreed. And I was surprised by your letter. He said, who said I didn't write a letter. So I said, you didn't write a letter? I'm looking at the letter. It says, I regret. No, ignore that. Actually, that's when he told me that Aban is under instruction to say regrets. Anyway, but he hotly denied it, so I don't think I should have. This is off the record, by the way. So Mr. Vagul was the second gentleman, and such meetings, I can count meetings after meetings and such incidents. One gentleman I met was Sudhir Mankad. He didn't tell me who he was. I told him we are running Pratham. What is Pratham? Tell me about Pratham. And the conversation is happening in Washington, D.C. Early morning hours, I'm drinking coffee, he's sitting next to me. I didn't know who he was, and like an idiot, I never asked him who he was. And he said, tell me about Pratham. I said, whatever we were doing. I said, where do you get money from? I said, we are very clear that we don't raise money from government. We request corporate houses and foundations to fund us. He said, that's very good. I said, I don't know you. What's your name? He said, I'm Sudhir Mankad. I said, what do you do? I'm the finance secretary of Gujarat. I said, and then he ended up helping us set up Pratham Ahmedabad or Pratham Gujarat? Pratham Ahmedabad. So this was complete coincidence. There was another coincidence, 1997. I'm talking in a meeting and there's a gentleman sitting next to me, faded jeans, faded t-shirt, mop of white hair. And I talked about Pratham and he said, I say, this is possible in Mumbai. Is it possible in Delhi? Now, there's a meeting going on. I didn't quite like the idea that we should be having a conversation while a meeting is going on. And I said, yeah, it can be done. Can it be done in Delhi? It can be done. How do you do it? I said, you say I'll do Delhi. He said, okay, I'll do Delhi. Now what? I said, now you do it. That gentleman's name, Vinod Khanna, not the actor, but Mr. Vinod Khanna was an IFS, ambassador of India to Indonesia and Cuba when Fidel was alive. And so he ended up setting up Pratham Delhi. And so there were so many events, and we met people accidentally, quite accidentally. We didn't put out an advertisement, we didn't tell people, we didn't go and tell. But I think this was, and we are going to hear something about Pratham from another supporter of Pratham, so I won't tell you who it is. But there are so many memories, and every person I've met, somebody came up to me today and said, do you remember me? I said, of course I remember you, you're Priyanka Chopra. She's sitting right back there. So I say, many people have come in contact with Pratham. There's another person sitting right in front, Mr. Are you a doctor? Oh, sorry. Are you a doctor now? No, I'm not talking about Mr. Pardesi, Dr. Pardesi. I'm talking about Aditya Natraj. So Aditya Natraj also, I didn't meet him accidentally, but I think you met Mr. Vagur. So it's a game of contacts. Isko contact, uska contact. Anyway, I think I've taken far too much time. There are many stories, and again, Rukmini will say, you don't write these things. I think we should write. We have some recordings, interviews and all that. So if there is anybody who wants to record some memory or something, we are happy to do that for you. Okay, thank you.